Why, hello there.
Hello there, it's me, your friendly friend Gale, and this is my buddy Nagito. And we're here in live action form for the first time in months because, well, there's something that I need to do. And I think you all know what I need to do. Yeah, that's right. It's time to watch Season 4 of Miraculous Ladybug, because I have access to it now, and I can watch the first 18, That's right! It's time to watch Miraculous Season 4. But I wanted to do something a little bit more special, because, quite honestly, I didn't want to wait for the whole season to end and then just do one video to try to compress all of my feelings that I know I'm gonna feel into it for another hour. That seemed like a lot. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a reaction video for every single episode. Some, I don't know how it's gonna turn out. Some might be 2 minutes long where I just go, it was an episode and that's it. Some might be 15 minutes long where I go on a huge rant about something stupid, about the villain or something. I don't know yet, because I haven't seen any of the episodes yet. This is literally going to be my live reaction to all of Season 4. So, I hope that you're ready to strap in and join me, because the first episode is called Truth, and if you're naming your title of your episode Truth, there better be something big in it, you know? That's just a big title for an episode name. So I'm going to just watch the episode, and I will let you know how I feel afterwards. Let's begin! So that was something. So Truth, my actual reaction. Pretty good episode. Not gonna lie, pretty dang good episode. Starts off with the introduction of Hawkmoth's new big bad evil form, Shadow Moth, which looks like one of those people who perform and they're half dude, half woman, or they dance with each other, that kind of sort of thing. Which is I'm not a fan of, but it's, in line with all the other bad villain designs that we've had so far, but it's not, atrocious, so I'll live with it. And then it gets into the meat of it, which is that Marinette and Luca are now together, but everything sucks because Marinette sucks in a relationship, which, I don't want to say I told you so, but I kinda told you so. Nothing about them being together is inherently wrong, just that Marinette just can't handle a relationship right now, and especially cannot handle a relationship with someone who doesn't know that she is Ladybug. So, as the stars foretold, the relationship ends horribly. Well, okay, not horribly, they don't hate each other or anything, but they don't really get any cute moments. They don't get the one, they tease a kiss, but they don't get the one kiss, which, I can understand from a series point of view. Most television series, especially children's media, kisses are reserved for the final couple. You don't get to make out with someone unless you end up falling in love and marrying them in the end, because that would be too scandalous. So yeah, they're holding off on that, and probably because she's Kiss Cat Noir, so it's not like kisses are forbidden from the show. It's just particularly anyone who isn't her main, going to be forever love interest. You can't have it. You can't break their hearts like that, okay? There's so many children depending on this relationship. So I feel kind of bad for people who were Lucanette shippers, because they didn't even get, one cute scene. It immediately went to, everything kind of sucks and she's really bad at everything. Which, there wasn't a lot of time in this episode to really build up that relationship and do the whole it's falling apart thing at the same time. But yeah, that's a little unfortunate. I kind of would have loved to see Lucanette actually have some moments that people could go back to and be like, hey, my ship may not have won, and you've been the final canon ship, but at least it had these moments, which I thought were cute. Yeah, that doesn't happen. So that's been unfortunate for Luke and Ned shippers, but I don't know what to say. I called it. I knew that this was going to be the way that this particular relationship happened. It just... Marinette's pretty easy to call on some of these things, and the writers don't try to, like, surprise you with anything in that manner. So the villain is Truth, who is Luca. I am interested in this new wave of people who have already been akumatized, being akumatized into something else instead of the same thing again. Which I don't think they ever should have been the same thing again, just because kind of that makes it feel like they're dealing with the same issues over and over and over again. Mr. Pigeon I understand, because his whole thing is pigeons, so like it's always going to be pigeons, but you know. But Jaleka always turning into Reflecta always means that she's dealing with that self-confidence issue every time when he akumatizes her. At least that's how I interpretate the akumatizations, as being like part, you know, obviously they always have to do with something, with like what they're angry or sad about. So yeah, my interpretation is that they always have the same issues. So I like that they're trying new super villains even with the same characters. Would I like new characters? I don't know. Their new characters don't thrill me so much that I'm like, oh, I want a new villain every time with a new character or whatever. But the Sentimonster and the Akuma combo is interesting. I'm interested to see where it goes. This one obviously was very basic. The Sentimonster just like held them still while Luca was able to do the whole truth thing, and I think you know, that works really well. A little basic, and they used it for basically his gimmick to like be like, oh, look at this stuff. We'll get to that in a sec, but yeah, the combo of Sentimonster and akumatized villain is pretty fun, pretty interesting, and I'm looking forward to what creative things they could do with that combo now that that's always going to be the combo, because I assume Shadow Moth isn't just going to be Hawkmoth randomly and be like, oh, today I just feel like being Hawkmoth. I don't really feel like being Shadow Moth, which is, okay, Shadow Moth is a stupid name. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Shadow Moth is a very stupid name, but you know what? We'll live with it. We'll deal with it. We'll survive. So now to the meat of the episode, the real thing everybody cares about. Freaking Jagged Stone is Luca's dad, and everyone called it. That was not a secret. That, I mean, whether or not he cared about his father, like, that was kind of up for grabs. You know, his father could have been dead for all we know. Like, he never talked about him. But if you were to look on fanfiction or a subreddit or Tumblr or anywhere, everyone was like, Jagged Stone's this guy's dad. Jagged Stone is these two kids' dad, and duh. Like, it was as obvious as Hawkmoth being Adrian's father. He just had evil written all over his face. Jagged Stone has, I'm a negligent father written all over his face, I guess. But that was fun. I take it more as a teaser to the fans to be like, hey, we saw you, and we're like, sure, we'll make it canon. Because I don't know, I don't see that being an actual, like, plot point that they were really focused on when they were creating this character. Maybe they thought of it and they were like, this will be funny, this will be a cool, like, Easter egg, but they definitely didn't build up like he had father issues or anything that would lead to a climactic reveal of, oh, his father is Jagged Stone all along. So, but it was still fun, regardless. It was just funny to be like, so we were right. I personally was right about a whole lot of stuff in this episode, and that makes me happy. And then, of course, we have our climactic finish of, them beating the bad guys, which I have to say was probably one of my favorite ways to defeat this akumatized villain in the Sentimonster, less because of like the actual like Lucky Charm and what they actually did, but more just that Cat Noir had a place that wasn't just use Cataclysm when Ladybug told him to. Especially in the movies, that tends to be all he's boiled down to is one Cataclysm, and then once he accomplishes it, he gets thrown out somewhere, gets tossed away, gets turned into something by the akumatized villain. Like, he does his job, and then somehow they kick him out of the show for a little bit so Ladybug can do her thing. In this one, he was very helpful, and he had the main idea to stop Ladybug from telling the truth about her identity and all that kind of stuff in a really creative way of just like, how do you feel about Cat Noir? You know, what a very Cat Noir solution to that problem. So I very much enjoyed that whole banter and back and forth, and all that kind of stuff. And then at the end, Luca and Marinette break up. So, yeah, I'm really sorry, Lucanette shippers. I know you guys were hoping for, like, one good episode where you could, like, see them come together, see them have a cute date, maybe hold hands or something. I'm so sorry that you got chipped. You got screwed. You got shamoozled. You got nothing, and I'm sorry, because even as someone who's you know what, maybe especially because I'm a Marichat shipper mainly, I know how it feels to have literally nothing. So, I'm sorry to you, Lucanette shipper, but, it happened, so that's something. So yeah, overall, as a first episode for the new season, I quite liked it. A little bit cringe at the beginning, and her job as guardian is clearly taking a toll on her mentally. She is no longer stable. But I think it'll be it's an interesting problem that I hope they play around with, and I hope they don't just throw away and have that replace all the drama with like, oh, Adrian will never love me or whatever drama that she was dealing with there. Like, now we can diversify a little bit. She can be mopey about other things other than her love life. So yeah, that was a good first episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and look forward to my reaction to episode 2 coming soon to a video theater near you. Bye-bye! Hi there, it's the end of the video, my friend. Hit the bell if it was okay, I'm sure I'll make good content someday. I'll play some games or do some drawing, Pokemon and fights with darling, video essays and reviews. I couldn't do it without you, so thanks, like and subscribe.